Welcome back to Albany for our championship call, the Citizens Bank MAAC Championship. Loyola, the number 3 seed, going up against the number 1 seed, the Red Foxes of Marist College. Take a look at today's starting lineups brought to you by I Love New York. What a great vacation, iloveny.com. There for the Hounds, Lauren Troop, along with Jackie Valderez, Crystal Harrington, Jill Glessner, and Brittany Dunn. For the Foxes, Fifi Kamara, who averaged over 21 a game against this Loyola team in the regular season. Meg Dolman, a first-team member. Elisa Kresge, Julianne Vianney, and Kristen Velarde. And today's coaching matchup brought to you by Anaconda Sports and The Rock. Joe Logan, year number 1, a graduate of Loyola. Brian Georges just named co-coach of the year for the 2nd consecutive year in the MAAC. The Rock, the official basketball of the MAAC. Players are on to the court. Referee today is Janice Alberti, Joe Facili, one of the umpires, and Rochelle Jones, the other. Thanks for joining us from here at Albany. We're underway. It's Dolman controlling the tap. Out there with Velarde, Kresge, Vianney, and Kamara. And immediately they go to Kamara in the box.
That's a good start for Fifi. She seems ready to go.
Kamara just 5 of 17 from the field in a 1-point win against Iona yesterday. Well, a nice win, 10-point win over the defending champs Canisius yesterday in our 2nd semifinal. They won it 76-66. And a throwaway by the Hounds. Let's take a look at our keys to the game today. They're brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Marist really needs to transition D. Loyola gets down. Loyola needs to get to the boards. Loyola needs to get to the foul line, and Marist must make 3-point shots. If they do, it'll be tough for Loyola to stay in the ball game.
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. Second time down for the Hounds. That's Valderez on a 2-pointer. She was just on the edge of the circle when she hits it, and it's 2-2.
Talking with Coach Logan before the game, we're going to see lots of pressure. When Kresge's in the game, look for full court, player to player. When Flores gets in the game, they're going to soften it up.
Kresge is really the point leader for them. Kamara just knocked over a Hound. She was trying to cut through the paint area, but picking it up, one of our highlighted players in the open, Brittany Dunn. Time now to take a look at our series history brought to you by Pontiac. They split the season series this year, but Loyola only one of 2 MAAC teams to beat Marist this year, and they did it 2 weeks ago today down in Baltimore. The official performance machine of the NCAA and the MAAC, Pontiac. This is long range from Dunn. She curled it in. So Dunn picks up the defensive charge and then answers with another 3.
Well, Loyola not known for the 3-point shooting. Coach Logan has said that it'd be fine by him if they didn't take 1 a game because they are not a shooting team. What they are is a great defensive team. They can score a lot of points off fast breaks and off turnovers.
Kamara from the right side. So she's gone left, she's gone right both times. She's knocked it down. It's 5-4 Loyola. You bring up a great point. They did not take a 3 in the 10-point win yesterday against Canisius, the Greyhounds.
Well, he believes that his team can win ball games by doing the little things. And the one thing that they don't do is throw it away. Now, Dunn does a good job there. And we talked about defensive, what she can do. Defensively, she can stop people, but offensively, she has had a tournament. Fifi is answering, though. Troop's having a tough time with it. Now, remember, Troop was injured at the end of the game yesterday, so Troop might not be the player to defend Fifi the entire game.
Fifi Kamara had 2 good games against Loyola in the regular season, averaged 21.5 and 8.5 rebounds. Inbound, Elisa Kresge flipping in for Vianney. 0 for 5 from the field yesterday. They want to get her on track. She pushed that a little bit. Dolman for the cleanup.
Joe Logan also talked about his need to rebound. His team hasn't rebounded well in the last couple of tournament games. Difference is Marist makes good on second shots, so he can't give them too many looks, and he's concerned about the rebounding. Of course, he's concerned about Fifi getting on fire as well.
He's concerned about a lot as he got ready for this game today, and he told you off mic he wants to make this an ugly game.
Wants to make it a street fight. He talks about how his team can stay in the game by playing ugly basketball. He apologizes apologize for it, but he tells you flat out that he needs to do things down and dirty today. They've got to play great D. They've got to extend it. They've got to make Marist make mistakes.
4 white shirts on that defensive board that time. Kresge, Dahlman, Vianney, Kamara, Velarde right down. On the floor for Marist. Velarde, her 116th game as a Red Fox member. Kamara missed it again. Dahlman, and it's finally knocked out of bounds.
See, they have that 1-2 punch. Kamara can miss a few shots, and Dahlman's on the other side sweeping the boards. That's really difficult to defend. You can't give him second and third looks. You see Fifi with the miss. She goes up again, and Dahlman picked up the rebound on the other side.
Vianney for the 3. Well, that's her first one in the tournament. A freshman out of the Poughkeepsie area.
And Coach Georgia smiles because he knew at the start of the game they hadn't been shooting well from the three-point line. Vianney shooting well now makes a difference.
Harrington a bit short. Kresge gets nearly 4 rebounds a game to lead him out. Lesnar picks up on Velarde. 9-5 early Marist lead. The MAAC regular season champ. Vianney on the other side. That was a quick shot that time for Vianney. And Harrington brings it to the front court. Joined to the backcourt there by Dunn. Couple quick shots now by both teams.
And that's not Loyola's game. They really milk the clock. They don't want to get into a run and gun with Marist. Marist has too many weapons.
There's Dahlman working on Valderez. She'll be getting one as well with the shot made.
Well, the last time that these two teams played collectively, Marist big people were 9 for 37 in the paint. Already they've put up paint points, team, so they're getting it done on the inside.
6-point lead for the Foxes. Our first media timeout here in Albany. Marist faithful here in attendance at the Pepsi Arena for the championship game today. Good start by the Red Foxes, leading it 11-5. They've knocked down half their shots so far, 5 of 10. Meanwhile, Loyola 2 of 5 from the field. Meg Dahlman was fouled, and she tried to complete the three-point play.
Marist is doing what it wants to do. It's getting the ball in the paint, getting the ball inside. Fifi's played well to start. Dahlman played well. You take a look at Dahlman, already 5 points to start. An uncharacteristic Loyola team has tossed the ball away a handful of times.
Problems with the turnovers. They've turned it over a couple times so far. Long toss out front to Glessner. Tipped to the backcourt by Kresge. Loyola had a good year in the regular season, 18-9 in the MAAC. They ended up tied for third with Iona at 13-5, but the tiebreaker system gave them the higher seed, the number 3 seed. Lauren Troop had the strip, and Vianney comes away. Marist looking for a school record 23rd win overall. 22-6 as they started today. They won the conference regular season crown with a 16-2 mark. Dunn, a little helpful push there to Vianney going for the loose ball, but that was undetected.
Dunn hustles. Boy, has she had herself a tournament. Troop has been quiet. Now remember, Troop for Loyola, she's the high scorer, and she's just not getting it done. But Dunn, boy, she got the little trip. Made sure the official saw it. Vianney's lying on the ball, and Troop comes up with it.
Harrington using a stack there by Valderez and Troop. Troop again injuring that ankle. Hard pass. Surprise Glessner out of bounds it goes. Injured the ankle with about 3 minutes left in yesterday's game. Elisa Kresge is out of the lineup, and normally that does not happen. Looks like something with her left knee.
Looks like she tweaked it, or she may have banged it. Hopefully she gets herself back in there. Now Flores, remember what we said at the start of the game, if Flores comes back in the game, they're going to go to a much softer press.
Here's Kamara looking to break down against the defender, and Kamara into the flow early in this one. Timeout from Joe Logan's bench.
Troop not putting a body on Fifi Kamara. All the teams that have been successful against Fifi have pushed her around a little bit. And Loyola actually is playing the game kind of clean. You take a look, nobody's on her. Nobody's muscled her up, and she's playing one-on-one now. Fifi's too good a player to let any team play one-on-one. They've switched up a little bit now. Valderez is playing her not with much more success.
Kamara with the quick 6 in this ball game. And She's into this game early, something we didn't see in the MAAC championship game a year ago when she faltered against Canisius and they ended up losing that game.
Well, I don't think that people know her background. You know, she's only played basketball for 6 years, organized basketball. She's someone who has never played in a high school championship. She takes a look, and you see what she's doing now. You see Kresge boy here. She gets it in the knee. Dunn hits her, and it looks as if she just got tweaked with it. But, you know, to get back to Fifi, she hasn't played in these venues. It's no wonder she loses her emotion a little bit.
Yep, she's not used to the big lights, but today it looks like she's determined. Marking Troop there defensively. Loyola finds itself down 14-5. They did beat Marist 2 weeks ago today in Baltimore, 62-59, after suffering a 9-point loss in Poughkeepsie in January. And Fifi makes a big defensive play.
And she's getting it done on both ends now. And the more successful she is, the more confident she becomes. And then this game kind of settles her down.
Flores did not play in the second game against Loyola. She had tweaked an ankle the Friday night before the Sunday game against Iona. So just the one outing against this Hound team. But she's in there now for the injured Elisa Kresge. And Kabara missed it. And a rebound foul. Dahlman went heavily down. She was trying to follow the missed shot. And a foul against a Hound.
Looks like Valderas may have picked up the foul. They go into the boards. Fifi really trying to take it inside. Valderas goes over the top and catches Dahlman.
So the first one on Valderas, no, that second one, so she has to go to the bench. And the ball not able to get inbound and another timeout.
Well, Marist is on a 12-0 run. The last Loyola basket was at 1839.
So Valderas, a little bit of foul problems here. She was named the MAAC 6th Player of the Year this year for the Loyola Greyhounds, who had a fabulous year. And at home, they were undenied, so to speak. 10 up and 2 down. They only lost one conference game in 9 battles. And coming off a year of 10 and 18, there's Brian Georges. It's becoming passe, so to speak, with him. He's now won 3 MAAC regular season titles. Coming over from the high school ranks in the Poughkeepsie area, Our Lady of Lourdes High School for 19 years. He won 451 games during his tenure. Velarde, attempted shovel there for Flores, who goes down and gets it.
Flores, that spunky little guard that really gives him a lift.
They're shooting 50% from the field, and Flores pulls up. So Nikki Flores, who averaged in the MAAC tournament 10.5 a game last year and had a good game yesterday in the win against Iona, gets Marist's second triple.
And that was Flores's 252nd point of her career. Congratulations.
Marist ball once again, 17-5, they lead it. Smerdal, who had big numbers in the first half against Iona yesterday, had 13 and 1. Good penetration inside on the foul on Marist.
And Dunn, once again, every time you think that Loyola is kind of pushing itself back, Dunn steps up and does something big. You see it, Shirley taking the ball down, Harrington ahead. Dunn gets it down, gets fouled. Yanni is going to get called for the foul. Dunn has a chance at the line. Now, this is the 18th time that Dunn will get to the foul line in the tournament. She's made good so far on 14.
And that three-point play by Dunn ends a 12-0 run by Marist. 12:48 left here in the first half. 17-8. Foxes try to win their second MAAC championship in 3 years.
Fox is playing much better to start the game than they did in yesterday's contest.
And Katie Shirley, who had a great game yesterday in the semis, hammers Flores.
That's just a frustration foul. You can see it on her face. Well, Flores makes a nice move, played well yesterday, goes to the basket. Shirley just really could have stayed there and changed the direction, but opted to send Flores flying.
Fourth one on the house, first on Shirley. Flores in the regular season made 72% of her tosses. Freshman All-MAAC rookie team last year when she averaged 3.8. Had it up to nearly 5 points a game this year in high school. National Honor Society member out of Montvale, New Jersey. What a luxury it is to have her coming off the bench. for Elisa Kresge. By the way, they put Kresge back into the lineup. She joins Colasar out there with Flores, Dahlman, and Smerdell, so they get Fifi a rest when they had a decent lead early.
And you know, it's a great move because Kresge, Defensive Player of the Year in the MAAC, can match up with Glessner, and Glessner's been quiet.
Deep range for Harrington. Another three with that left-handed stroke.
Well, it's not what they do well, but they're doing it today, and they're just not leaving anything on the court. They're going to try everything they can to win this ball game.
They shoot 27.7% as a team. Dunn that time got in the way of Kresge. Last touch by Kresge, and Dunn again involved defensively.
And Brian Georges is up and angry at the official.
Harrington out there with Troop, Shirley, along with Glessner, and Dunn. Dunn for the jumper over Colasar. Smerdell for the clean. She's been their most valuable player as a tall player coming off the bench. Of course, you have to look at Nikki Flores coming off the bench as well. They've got a strong bench. Here's Colasar from the deep ball. Colasar hit a key one yesterday in the win against Iona, and she gets one here in the half.
Well, Coach Georges said that his starters were not playing as well as his bench. So yesterday he felt that his bench won the game for him and that his starters didn't come to play.
And little Nikki Flores comes out of the pack at 5'4" with the rebound. Going the other way, Smerdell got tangled up with Katie Shirley. It's against Smerdell of Marist.
Kresge makes a nice pass to Colasar coming off the bench, hits the three. Marist up 21-11.
Fifi Kamara came into this game. Maybe some doubts about her ability to play on the big stage. Well, she set the tone early in this one.
She sure did. From the get-go, Fifi came to play. And I think when you say she wanted to make a statement, that's what we're seeing. She plays well. 6 points already. She's 3 for 6 from the floor, 2 rebounds. She's played some good D as well. But Loyola hasn't pushed her around D.
No, she's worked it from the left block and the right block. And Fifi Kamara back out there as they gave her about a 3-minute rest. Here's Katie Shirley, and Kamara reached in and got the ball.
And Shirley picks up her second foul. Now, Shirley was the player in the game yesterday that came in off the bench and had a career night. And already 2 of his big people, Glessner and Shirley, have 2 fouls. So that could hurt him down the stretch. Actually, it was Valderas with 2.
Kamara camped out, missed it on the up fake, and then knocked out of bounds.
And Shirley's fortunate she didn't pick up a 3rd foul. Quick substitution here. You see Kresge sees Fifi's on the low block. Fifi's all by herself. She's got to finish. That was a bunny she gave back.
That's something we saw yesterday against Iona when she only shot 5 of 17 from the field. Glessner rotating it there for Harrington. Stepping out is Valderas. And again, Flores involved defensively. This is a very aggressive Marist defense.
Well, you know, they can't save it. There's nothing to save. There's no tomorrow. If they don't win today, they go home and hope for an NIT bid. If they do win, they go to the big dance. Loyola's feeling the same thing. So they're not going to hang on and save a thing.
Down to 4 on the shot clock. Good denial by Flores. Valderas for the 3. And Glessner had it stripped by Kresge, the MAAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Marist really getting the ball down quick.
Flores on the trail 3. 3 different players have hit threes for the Red Foxes here in the first half, and it's a 13-point bulge.
Fifi playing some defense, too, going into passing lanes.
Colasar sets up for the 3. Back-to-back triples. Joe Logan forced to call another timeout.
I'll tell you, this team is doing what it needs to do to win. Marist has got its A-game going. They're shooting the rock. They're making it happen. 16. That's the lead with 10 minutes in the half. Take a look. Kresge finds it. Flores sets up, stops, and pops. It's a great 3 that puts him up. Kresge again. Defense not picking him up in time. Long outside shot by Colasar. She makes it good. That's her second 3. This team is ready, and they're getting it from the bench team.
They're paying so much attention to Fifi in the post. They've committed to the paint. The outside shot is there. Something Marist couldn't knock down yesterday. That was the reason for the struggle against Iona, but they didn't really get any presence on the outside. Today they're getting it. forcing Coach Logan to get another timeout called.
In their bench, Flores and Colasar coming off the bench are 4 for 4 collectively from three-point land. Can't get much better than that from your bench.
We're 10 minutes old, 16-point lead for the Foxes. Won the MAAC championship a couple years ago here at the Pepsi Arena. Lost by 1 in the title game last year to Canisius. Here's Kamara. 1-on-2. Wisely waits for her team to catch up. And then Velarde. On a 3. Caught away there by Valderas.
The defense of Marist is really exceptional today. They're all over the basketball.
Challenging every shot. Kresge another rebound.
Loyola's high scorer, Troop, has yet to score.
Bothered by the bad ankle. She took 7 treatments from late yesterday till this morning on the ankle. She injured late in the game yesterday against Canisius in the semifinal win.
Marist on a 9-0 run.
Dahlman penetrating. And Vianney comes out of the pack. The guards are doing a great job rebounding. Lead inside, Dahlman. How about the chemistry between Kamara and Dahlman?
Well, you know, Kamara, people talk about her shooting and her scoring, but she plays great defense. She gets into passing lanes, and she's a good passer.
11-0 run by the Foxes. Now they lead it by 18. Both their previous regular season meetings were tight. 3-point Loyola win in Baltimore. And Marist with a 9-point win in Poughkeepsie.
Well, Fifi is so ready to play. She's taking the charge now. She's done everything but sweep the court.
Her defense is creating energy on the offensive end.
She's stepping into passing lanes, making it happen on the other end. Wisely picks it up. She alters the shot. She makes Droop throw a bad shot up. She gets a board on it. Kresge goes down the other end. Now watch the pass from high-low. Dahlman, little left-handed hook. And on the other end, the big girl takes the charge. Fifi is playing the way everyone thought she could and would.
They can't be stopped on the outside. Vianney gets her second triple here in the half.
And who'd have thought that we'd be looking at a 21-point lead with 8 minutes gone left in the first half.
Deep from Dunn. They're going to now try to shoot it from the outside to get back into the ball game. Once again, thanks for joining us. Citizens Bank MAAC Championship. Loyola and Marist. Dean Darling and Cecilia DeMarco from the Pepsi Arena here in Albany, New York. Fifi Kamara.
Well, she's put the doubter. All the naysayers are shaking their heads now because Kamara is the player of the year, and today she's showing everyone why.
She's got 8 points, 6 early. Everybody's involved in this one. Fifi's played well on the defensive end and also shared the ball well on the offensive end.
You know, Loyola has to do so many things now to slow the train down, but I'm not sure Marist having a 23-point lead is going to be denied. Joe Logan's crew has to run a little bit more, but you know, they're giving a whole lot of second chance points to Marist in not rebounding. And the other thing, Dean, they're not passing the ball well. They're allowing Marist to step into passing lanes, creating all kinds of problems for him on the offense. And Troop has got to put some points on the board. They've got no points from their high scorer.
Well, they're having their way inside. That's evident. You take it back 24 hours. They didn't have their way inside against a much bigger and stronger Iona front line.
Well, the other is, you know, they really manhandled Fifi yesterday, and no one's put a body on her today.
No. Tapped out on the perimeter. Kresge controls. 34-11 Marist here in the championship tilt. And a walk on Marist. 7 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the first 20. Foxes all their way by 23.
Welcome to Marist College, a liberal arts college bridging the traditions of the past with the tools of the future. Drawing inspiration from the historical, cultural, and artistic heritage of the Hudson River Valley, and supported by a unique partnership with its neighbor, IBM, Marist College holds fast to the timeless values of its rich heritage, while embracing advanced technology in the service of education.
Championship Sunday here at Albany. Marist 34, Loyola 11. Time now for the Broadway Marketing Line Bending Trivia question. What was the lowest seed ever to win a MAAC women's title? The answer coming up in just a little bit. As we started today, the number 3 seed, Loyola, the number 1 seed, Marist. Elisa Kresge was injured briefly in the first 5 minutes of this ball game, but out playing very hard and playing great defense as usual. In the box to Troop. Kresge wraps down another rebound.
And Marist trailed in the game 5-2 at the 18:53 mark, and they have not trailed since.
Smerdell buries one. The run is up to 16, make it 18-0 now for the Foxes. Marist making 14 of their first 24 shots.
Well, Marist didn't shoot well yesterday, and it kept Iona in the game. But today, they are a different team on the perimeter. Loyola has to come up, get harder on that perimeter. I know it opens up the inside, but you can't give away the threes because Marist is knocking them down. And we take a look at it on a replay. Nobody's stepping out on defense. They're giving people those 15-footers. Smerdell made a game of it yesterday with that 15-footer. So
Elisa Kresge, 5 rebounds already in the ball game. And once again, Coach George is spotting his starters, giving them some rest.
It's the second time in the game that Loyola's been held scoreless for more than 5.5 minutes.
Shirley had 19 in the win in the semis against Canisius yesterday. Flores out there with Vianney, Velarde, Dahlman, and Smerdell. Fox is showing a real appetite for this game, very hungry. They were tentative in last year's championship game that they lost to Canisius by 1.
But they've been thinking about getting back here for their entire season, and they were tight in yesterday's ball game. They worked out the kinks, and they're ready to play.
Dynisha Davis. And it's always one and done, it seems, for the Hounds.
They're not getting to the defensive board. They're not getting to the offensive board. And one of the keys to the game, Coach Logan talked about it, was rebounding. You look at Marist leaders, Kamara, of course, on the bench with 8. They have a couple of players with 5, but everybody's in the act and scoring. Loyola just shooting 26% in this first half, and Dunn breaks the drought.
Dunn's got 8 of their points. And at the 5:09 mark, 36-13 Marist. Flores out there, hawked defensively by Harrington. Vianney, she's hit a triple in this one. Had a check from behind by the quick-handed Brittany Dunn.
Joe Logan trying to get his starters back in the game. Glessner took a little bit of a blow. She's back in. She's been quiet. Jill is 0 for 2 today. She's played 2 minutes and has had 3 turnovers. Uncharacteristic number of turnovers right now. Kresge's had a game, hasn't she?
Yep. Leading them in assists and rebounds. Loyola there with Dunn with the 6 points. Couple rebounds, couple assists. And it's saved there by Glessner, and they'll reset it.
You know, and they run an offense that doesn't really allow them to play catch-up because they use enough of the clock. They always try to create the best shot, not necessarily the first shot.
One-on-one move by Harrington draws the foul, and she'll shoot 2.
That's just the second time this team's gone to the foul line. Dunn went early, and they make their bread and butter is the foul line.
4th foul on Marist. Flores picks it up. Harrington, named to the back, 3rd team in 2006.
And Kresge's back in. You know, when she was, she started the game, she hurt her knee. The turnovers disappeared. She came back, and now she has 5 assists. So that knee little bump got her going.
Yeah. In the 2 games in the regular season, she averaged 7 points, 5 assists, and 3 boards against this Hound team. She's back out there. Entering play today, over 400 career assists. Flores lost it on the end line.
Now, Marist can't get cute. You know, the things they do well, they should continue to do, but they can't play outside themselves. You see a Flores here trying to make something there that isn't, should just pull back, dribble, and set up the offense.
And it came back off her knee out of bounds on the end line. Backing in is Dunn. And Dunn's now trying to put the team on her back. down by 20.
She's had a great tournament. Defensively, she's making Kresge work. And she's kept them in as close as any team has been right now on her defense.
Averaging 14 in the first 2 wins against Manhattan and Canisius. Here's Kamara. Kept it alive, and they got Kamara for coming over the back on the miss. So Fifi Kamara, who's had a good start to this one. Her team out in front by 20 here at the Pepsi Arena in Albany. Three and a half left here in the first half. Marist by 20 in our championship call from the Pepsi Arena. Earlier on the Broadway marketing mind-bending trivia question, we asked you what was the lowest seed ever to win a MAAC women's title? And the answer, please. Number 5 seed Manhattan did it back in 1987. Broadway marketing mind-bending branded solutions. Well, Loyola is a 3 seed trying to get a win here today. Got down by as many as 25 several minutes ago. Trail by 20 right now. Brittany Dunn has really been their entire offense and defense today.
Well, she's fired up, and she's just she's doing it all. She's defending the best player at the point position, and now you see a little run and jump.
Timeout, Kresge.
Kresge wisely, though, doesn't try to create anything. She just sees that she's trapped. She needs an answer. Calls the timeout. Take a look at Dunn. She's just 1 dribble, 2 dribble, little jump shot, putting herself in a position to score. And she's trying to get everybody going. She's up, she's down. She's trying to get them to understand there's no tomorrow here.
She's got 10 of their 18 points. She's a junior. Centralville, Virginia, her hometown, as a sophomore. She averaged 5.8, nearly doubling that this year, 9.2, 5th best on the team. There you see her numbers, hitting half of her shots. Rest of the team with only the 8 points, shooting 20%.
Well, Dunn and Harrington were so overlooked as guards in the past. And Coach Logan has, in repetition in practice, has really given them the kind of confidence and put them in the kind of situations where they can be successful. And they've done a great job this year.
Flores back into the lineup. And it's ripped down there. Off the glass by Valderez, whose dad played basketball for Loyola several years ago. Valderez has been a nice player for Joe Logan's group. Logan in his first year. Harrington followed by Shirley. She's just not the same player today. Yesterday when she had the 19, they scrapped for it.
Well, she did a great job going to the boards, team. She just didn't finish. She goes up and she skies. Oh, you can see the play here that they get a little feisty.
I was saying that at Kresge, you will always find her on the floor. If the ball's on the floor and it's loose, number 2 will be in the vicinity. Outlet now for Dunn.
She's quietly gone about the business of leading the team to a couple of championships. That's just where she's at as a player.
Well, the block on Dahlman. Looked like she had a clean ball right there, but it's 2 shots here for the Hounds. Last time Hounds were in the MAAC championship game was March of '95, right here in Albany, when they beat Fairfield in the final. And you know who the manager was of that team? Joe Logan, who is now the head coach. He was the manager of the men's and women's program when he was an undergraduate in Baltimore. Joe Logan bringing the team to a 9-game improvement from last year when they went 10-18 in his first year, winning the last 6 games. And that's when you want your team playing well, is toward the end of February, into the March year.
That's when you change your season. Those last 5 games give you a sense of confidence, and that sense of confidence really has transferred here. Loyola now on its own run, 9-0, and they're chipping away at it. And if they can get it down to 10, They want it ugly. It's ugly, but not the way that Joe Logan had hoped. And get it down to 10 at half, then they have a chance in the second half.
Missed free throw attempt. Officials confer and point to Loyola. And there's Brian Georges. I don't know how he could see that far away, but he's saying somebody came over top. Marist had a 25-point lead, down to 16 now. Harrington guarded tightly there by Flores. And Dahlman, a very good rebounder this year for the Foxes, pulling in 5.7 per game.
And what a nice season Dahlman has had.
Here's Flores trying to kick to the corner to Gretzky. Off it done. Tanisha Davis coming back into the lineup for Loyola. Harrington is out. Davis, sophomore product from Brooklyn. Flores out there with Smurdell, Velarde, Dahlman, and Kresge. Foxes got down in this one 5-2. Then went on a blitz and went up by 25. Now Loyola slowed the game down on a 9-0 run.
Davis is going to get called for the foul on the drive, but won't be taking foul shots. Ball will be taken out of bounds. You know, Fifi's been quiet because she's on the bench, but she's had 8 points. She's done a good job on her field goal percentages, set the tone early, did some good defensive job getting into passing lanes, taking a charge, getting a little blow. 2 fouls, why play you? You're up by 17 points. You may as well rest her. She comes in, she's got 3 to waste.
Nikki Flores made the first one. Averages 18 minutes off the bench. Got 1 start earlier this year when Biani was out with an illness and responded against Siena up here in the Albany area with 10 points and 5 assists.
But she's white. She just gives them such a lift when she comes in because she changes the speed of the game. She really gets the tempo going for Marist.
Down in the box to Valderez. And a push foul from Smurdell. And that will put Marist over the limit to 1-on-1 situation.
And Troop's back in the game now. Troop hasn't scored a point. She's 0 for 3 in 13 minutes of play. Hasn't gotten a rebound. So their high scorer, although she injured her ankle, and it looked serious yesterday, Dean, at the end of the Canisius game, she hasn't played up to her ability. They need her to play big.
Valderez puts that one in. Both teams trying to establish school records with a win today. Marist going for their 23rd, and Loyola going for the 21 to match the 98-99 season.
Loyola doesn't miss many foul shots, so you don't want to send them to the line, because if they're not scoring, they'll take it away there.
Good break for Marist. That and done. Really had no other thing to do but foul because the much bigger Smurdell had the position.
Nice pass by Flores, too. You see it here. She makes Valderez commit and then finds Smurdell on the left low block.
If they don't get the 13 points from Smurdell in the first half yesterday against Iona, they might not be here.
Absolutely. The bench in the semifinal was all about Smurdell and Flores, and Fifi was struggling. Had these kids not stepped up, Marist would be on the bus home.
Fox is undefeated in the semifinals during their tenure in the MAAC. This is their 9th year. They're 3-0 in the championship game, 1 up and 1 down. I think they like to play here in Albany. That's where they won it against Canisius a couple years ago. And 1. Now there's a nice spin move in the baseline. So, Valderez back to the free throw line for Loyola, who has slowed this game down to a snail's pace, and exactly what Joe Logan had wanted them to do at the outset.
Well, they're getting to the foul line as well, and they're such a good foul shooting team. They can chip away. Now they're down 14. They get another hoop. They hold them here. You know, they'd be happy to go into the half at down 12 with the way they played basketball.
Well, they knocked 11 off the deficit of 25. They're doing it in increments.
They've got the press going now.
Flores brings it back outside here in the final 45 seconds of the first half. Blocked there by Davis. Kick out, Dahlman, 3 if it goes. And Davis wraps it down. Good up defensively there by Kresge. 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And Troop over the back. Smerdell had good position.
And that's a tough one because that puts Loyola at its 10th foul, which means that Smerdell or Dahlman are going to line for 2. They could have got it to 12. They didn't use the clock. Took an off-balance shot. Troop now picks up another foul. Smerdell, who shot very well from the foul line in the tournament, goes back to the foul line. And you see it's a 2-shot situation because of the bonus. She relaxes a player when you're at the line when you know you have 2.
Her claim to fame, her cousin Dave Herman played football for the New York Jets way back in yesteryear. He was an offensive guard. Smerdell really enjoys the game. You look at her facial expressions throughout.
You can see she loves playing. She's always smiling. Always plays at the same pace, too. Always gives it everything she has. Steady Eddie kind of approach. Does a great job coming in for either Dahlman or Kamara.
And she'll get a chance to step up to the starting role next year. Kamara will graduate after their 2-year stint, transferring in from Genesee Community College.
And a couple of bad shots have resulted in a chance for Marist.
Velarde will get a last-second shot at it, and that will do it. Foxes with the big run early in this one, down 5-2. Fifi Kamara set the tone early, but sat out the last 5 minutes of the first half because of the 2 foul problems. But her team leads here. 20 minutes in the book, 41-25. Coming back with our halftime after this on the MAAC Television Network.
It's a college in the city.
A college in the country.
It's big.
It's small.
It's modern.
Traditional.
It's Frisbee on the quad.
It's big-time basketball at the Garden.
It's the best of all worlds.
Manhattan College.
A world-class faculty and student body on a beautiful, quiet campus.
Minutes from the center of everything.
So come be a part of it. Manhattan College.
The best of all worlds.
Thank you so much for joining us here in our championship call today. All Marist, they won the MAAC regular season crown, the #1 seed, and Loyola, the #3 seed, had to survive a couple of events against Manhattan and Canisius to get here, but they trail by 16. We're just minutes away from throwing it in for the second half. On our Star Watch update, 14 points for Dunn. Rest of the team with 11. Fifi Kamara with a good start early, 8 points, 4-9 from the field, but then had to go to the bench with a couple fouls.
Difference has not been the stars of the game. It's been the bench. The bench of Marist has come up so big. We mentioned early on, they won the game for the Foxes yesterday, and they've 20 points off the bench today. So you take those 20 points out of the mix, and Joe Logan's squad has not had a point come from the bench. You take that away, and you have a tie ball game. And right now, Kamara's coming back into the ball game, started the second half. The starters are back out again.
Other key numbers, second chance points. Marist has outscored Loyola 10-3. Points off turnovers. Foxes with 13. Loyola with 8. And on the rebounding, Foxes out rebounding the Hounds by 9. And Marist not known to be a great rebounding team. In fact, number 8 in the regular season in rebound margin. Kresge out there along with Velarde and Viotti and Dahlman and Kamara. First 5 minutes very key in this ball game of the second half for the Hounds. Good seal on the glass that time, Valderez. Hounds pushing it up a little bit. Overplay by Kamara.
And they've not been able to get the ball into Troop. Troop averages double digits and hasn't had a point today. So they're missing her firepower.
And Troop had a double-double in the last meeting of the regular season against his team.
Well, Dunn's been the player that's kept them in the ball game, kept it from being a total blowout. But they need some offense from some other players.
Velarde, 5 on the shot clock, shoveling for Dahlman. She hit 3 of 7 from the field in the first half, and Kresge had a release, and it's a shot clock violation. And they will inbound the ball.
It's a good job on defense. It's a good start for Loyola. Now they've had, this will be their second possession. They have to come up with a score here.
Marist got out to an 18-11 lead in the first half and then went on the 18-0 run to jump out by 25. Valderez just pushed it up. 2 defensive plays by Marist here to open the second half.
And Dahlman and Kamara did a nice job sandwiching her. She didn't have any place to go.
Kresge led the MAAC in assists this year, averaging 5.6 a game. Dolman on the perimeter.
Boy, they're shooting the three. That's they were 60% at the half at threes. Coming into the game, they had struggled, only shooting about 22% in the last couple of games. But boy, it's a show today.
And another takeaway at a defensive end. Kresge out of Homedale, New Jersey, played her high school ball at Red Bank High School and won. So
nice
everybody
assist.
involved.
Nice assist by Kresge. They threw it right off the dribble. Velarde just cutting away. Look at Dolman steps up. Remember, she's 6'3". She's knocking him down 18 feet from the basket. Kresge makes a great pass into Velarde. Velarde uses her left, lays it up.
Back to the story of Dolman leading the team in all three shooting categories: field goal percent, three-point percent, and free throw percent. And a conventional three there by Velarde.
Dolman, the transfer from Holy Cross that had the chance to sit out last year and learn the system, started out slow this year, but boy, did she ever finish strong.
Placing Kristen Keller in the lineup. Lesnar for the stick back, and Kresge for the clear. Kresge in that first half had 4 boards. Velarde playing all 8 years for Brian Georges in high school as well as in college. He missed that one inside.
Well, a number of his players joined him when he came to the Marist program, and they have helped build the program. He doesn't have any left, though, Dean. His high school days are over. So now he's got to find his players from other high schools than the one that he was at.
The way I look at it, he's got to go to Tim Murray, the athletic director, and increase his recruiting budget. Because he just used to walk down to Lord's High School and recruit these players. Kamara saves the ball. So Kamara, who came in for just the 2-year stint, a transfer from junior college, Genesee Community College, playing in her 58th game today for the Foxes.
And what a story Kamara is. She comes to the United States just 6 years ago, never having played organized basketball, speaks no English. She knocks on the assistant coach's door, Megan Jabia, who was at the time at UMBC. She comes with her brother, who interprets for her. She can't take the SATs because she doesn't speak the language, so she enrolls in a community college. When she's recruitable, you have Michigan State, you have Syracuse knocking on her door, but Jabia really remained in her life, serving as really a mom to her away from her home. And she decided that she would follow her to Marist, and she's taken this program to the next level and hopes to. Fifi hopes to play professional basketball. That's her goal, and so just keep knocking on those doors.
Now the MAAC Player of the Year. She had that title put on her in the preseason, and she had to live up to that. And she was consistent all year long. 11 times she scored 20 or more, finished the year averaging over 16 a game.
I always think that it's so difficult for a foreign player to come to the United States and play if they don't know anyone here. Fifi comes not speaking the language, just trying to play a game that she loves. Now, she's has not been back to her homeland, Dean, for that time. And in the meantime, her mother died just this past August, and she wasn't able to get to the service because she wasn't sure that she would be able to return to the United States. So the pain that she must feel is pretty incredible. The love of game, Fifi just keeps on trying to do it.
So Fifi picks up her 3rd foul there, too aggressive going inside. She'll sit down there on the Marist bench.
But, can you imagine as a young person being that far from home, not being able to be with your family in a time of pain, and being all alone here?
Yeah. And like you said, Megan Jebby, the assistant coach, just took good care of her.
She really has. On senior night, Megan stepped out with her in honor of her accomplishments. So, pretty wonderful story. Troop just not able to find the basket today.
Still scoreless. She's 0 of 5 from the field. They'll inbound after the Marist foul.
She doesn't look to be favoring that ankle, but she could be playing in pain. She could be leaning in a direction, throwing or shooting off. Loyola today, just, you take a look at their shooting percentages. They're half of what they usually are. But credit Marist. Marist defense is the best in the league.
Yeah, giving up less than 54 a game. Every shot has been contested when you look at it.
Yeah, but you got to make these shots too. Good teams make bunnies whether you have a hand in there or not, and they haven't done their part.
24-point lead for Marist. Their biggest was in the first half at 25, and we played 4 minutes and 10 seconds here in the second half. The cutter is Dahlman. Up a bit short. Kresge trying to rescue it there at the end. Head to break. 15:43 left. Second half. Brian George's team up by 24 here at the Pepsi Arena. Welcome back to our coverage of the MAAC title game here in Albany, New York. Marist 49, Loyola 25. Foxes led it by 16 of the break. Come out strong here in the second half to establish another 24-point lead. Fidelis Care, proud to sponsor the Fidelis Care family section. Fidelis Care providing free or low-cost health insurance to all New Yorkers through the Child and Family Health Plus programs. Some of the Marist faithful here in attendance. They have supported the program, the men's program last night, here today for the noon championship game, and then Marist will play in the men's program against Iona tonight at 8:15 against Iona.
Loyola has not scored a field goal since the 1 minute mark into the second half. So they've been held scoreless now for 3 and change minutes. And down by as many as they find themselves, they need to find some points, team.
And Marist has really turned up the heat on the defensive end as well here.
Everything just going Marist's way. They're shooting well, they're defending, they're rebounding. Their bench has put up some big points. And Fifi Kamara's playing the game that we all hoped she would.
Off the glass comes Dunn. The challenge. And Brittany Dunn has been their offense here in the ballgame.
That's Dunn's 16th point. She's 6 for 11 from the floor, 3 for 3 from the foul line, and she's hit 1 or 2 3-point shots. So she's doing her part.
Dunn come in averaging 14 points in their first 2 wins against Manhattan and Canisius. Foxes have just played great defense throughout the year. They're number 1 in 6 different categories, including defensive score. Also in score margin, field goal percent defense. Their opponents shooting less than 40% from the field.
And Dunn, she's just trying to do everything she can to get her team back in this game. 16 points, most of them off drives, a good number off of foul shots, and she's also defending the best point guard in terms of turnover to assist ratio in the league. So she's working hard on both ends.
Shirley gets her first 2, challenging Smurdell that time on the block. Shirley had 19 in the win against Canisius yesterday.
And she played big, and that's her first 2 points of the ball game.
This is a Fox team that started 0-4 in the regular season. As Flores kicks there. Walters missing. Lesser tried to save. But after the 0-4 start, they went on a 12-game binge where they went undefeated. Eventually they lost to St. Peter's. And then they just picked up again, went on another 7-game win streak, and then lost at Loyola.
Well, he's done a great job, and his assistants work real hard. They've brought quality kids to the program. The kids believe in their system. They play good D, and their offensive weapons, whether Fifi's on the court or not, they have kids that can score.
Both teams have turned it over 12 times in this ball game. 20-point edge for Marist. 6:14 gone off the clock in the second 20. Davis out there along with Harrington, Valderez, Shirley, and Glessner. Glessner off the kick. And Smurdell is so tough on the glass. Shirley on the pick, though. Hounds winning 20 ball games today, dropping only 9. This after they won 10 last year and dropped 18. Davis with dribble penetration.
A couple of guards that really can take it to the hole.
4-0 run now by the Hounds.
This is moving time, Dean. If they're going to make a move, it has to be now or they won't have enough time.
And the Loyola faithful try to make some noise right behind their bench. Danielle McRae checking in, wearing number 15 for the Foxes. A little swing dribble there by Flores. Near pick. And the foul is called. Charge it to Tynesha Davis.
And you take a look at the drought that Loyola finds itself in. You know, Valderas and Troop average 11 and 10 points a ball game. Neither has a point in the ball game.
Fifi's back in along with Meg Dahlman. Rounding out the 5, Kresge, Polisar, and Flores. Getting close to 12 and a half left in this one. Flores draws the hard foul.
What a great tournament Flores has had, hasn't she? She's
2 tournaments, last year and this year.
You know, she just comes up big. Flores just goes to the basket. That's Davis's 3rd foul. And Flores will get herself to the foul line. And although the Marist team has been disappointed with the way that they've sharpened the foul line as a team, shooting under 70%, Flores is a 72% foul shooter.
And the team so far, they've made 77%, 10 of 13. Flores drains that. Brian Georges trying to take this program to another MAAC championship for the 2nd time in 3 years. Was named MAAC Coach of the Year once again this year, along with Anthony Pozzella of Iona.
Well, what a game the Iona Marist game was yesterday. The semifinal just set the table. Boy, it was a thriller.
Harrington off the penetration, draws the foul. That could have set the stage for this event today, because that put a real scare into Marist, and they needed to bring their A game, as you mentioned.
Well, you know, you see that Marist has a little trouble against the drive. It'll send Harrington to the line, but you're so on the money with that, Dean. I think that they played frightened yesterday. And Coach Georges went back, and this is do or die time, you know, survive in advance. And they survived it, but they didn't show their ability. And they hadn't shown their ability, and he was upset with that. But boy, did they ever come to play today, right from the get-go.
You're wondering, as they met last night, did he even talk to them about that? Did they already know that, being an experienced ball club that they are?
Well, all of these players, now Dahlman didn't get to play in it because, of course, she was a redshirt, but she got to watch it last year. All these players got the experience. He didn't have to say a word to them.
Kick attempt there by Dahlman, but she didn't touch it. Marist basketball. Dahlman was quoted this week as saying, "I was so antsy, I was in the stands last year, and I couldn't help my teammates out." She's helping them out today. Her team's up by 17 at Albany. Since about the 18-minute mark, all Marist here in the championship game, 50-33 over the Greyhounds of Loyola. And in the stands, former Marist player. In fact, she was involved in the first MAAC championship team, Maureen McGarity, 01 through 04, graduating from the school. She was actually one of the captains on that team, now an assistant coach in her first year with Fairfield, former assistant under Brian Georges.
Well, you know, she played for Brian Georges in high school, went off to Boston College, transferred, and then played 3 years for Marist. Played under Chris Liam, however, when she first came back. And then when Brian Georges got the job, Maureen was the captain of the squad. She had a great career. Of course, Dave McGarity, her dad, a longtime Marist coach and assistant now with the women's program at Army. Army just won the Patriot League, so hats off to Dave. And Maureen, having spent just about her entire basketball life at Marist, decided that she would change color, not change colors, but go and work under Diane Nolan.
And it all started with that man,
Absolutely.
Brian Georges, because he was her high school coach at Our Lady of Lourdes High School.
So,
and don't forget the other McGarity. You got Dave McGarity Jr. on the Marist men's team.
So she wears her red proudly, whether it be for Fairfield or for Marist, and it's nice to see her in the stands cheering for some of the players that she helped recruit.
Here's Kresge out there with Kawangar along with Flores, Velarde, and Dahlman. Under 10 on the shot clock. Flores pushing that shot up. Good box out by Shirley.
You know, Flores just needs 3 points for a new career high, and the new would be 13. Dunn needs 2 points for a new career high. Her current high is 17. So this is a record-breaking day for a bunch of kids.
That's her sister, Maureen McGarry's sister, Katie, who also graduated from Marist. A very tight family. Of course, Dave, as you mentioned, was the head coach at Marist men's program for 18 years and now an assistant at West Point with the women's program. Harrington looking inside. Fifi got tied up there with Shirley.
I teased Maureen when I was down at Fairfield for a ball game. And we'll talk about this, and then I'll tell you about the Maureen McGarry story. Shirley picks up a foul here. That's the fourth foul. That's Kamara's fourth foul, so she gets to sit down. It was an inadvertent trip. Kamara got them started, but she's been quiet in the second half. Hasn't played that many minutes.
No, she hasn't. Her fourth foul. I think Joe Logan may have taken exception to that, too, because he kind of stared at Fifi as she left. And a long-range shot by Dunn. Again, she's been the offense.
And Dunn now has set a career high. Those 2 points put her over her career high, which was 17. So congratulations to Dunn. She has played a heck of a ball game.
She's got 19 in this one, knocking down a couple triples.
Loyola's starting to find its range. They're starting to hit some shots.
And now back-to-back triples. And what was once a lead of 20, now down to 11.
Loyola making a run. And of course, Fifi Kamara is on the bench with her fourth foul.
They've gotten out of sync a little bit on the offensive end. Dahlman tries to curl. And there's the answer by Meg Dahlman. All year long, she's been there to support Fifi Kamara and at times stepped up to the top roll.
She's a nice player. But she picks up a foul now, and Shirley going to the foul line.
So Shirley draws the foul inside against another Marist interior player.
And she is a 70% shooter when she gets there, but you'll see it. A three-pointer by Harrington cuts the lead to 11. Dahlman answers underneath, though. Nice little baby hook. Shirley not able to slow her down, but Shirley taking it to the paint on the other end. And remember, Dean, we talked early on about Shirley and how she can get to the foul line. And Fifi Kamara, with 4 fouls, we're not going to see her back in the game probably till about the 6-minute mark.
Now foul second on Dahlman, and Shirley continues this run here by the Hounds. Buries 2, and they got it under 10. And that's been the mission still with 10 minutes left.
Get it under 10. Let's play the ball game. It's an 11-point lead now. Loyola's can't leave a thing on the court. They're going after everything now.
Flores looking for Dahlman. They'll probably try to continue to use Dahlman inside. Clear by Valderez. Is Davis.
a running boy. They're trying to get it up.
Velarde stepping in that time. I looked over at Joe Logan. He used body English. He put the one leg up in the air trying to get that ball to go into
Looked like
the court.
Looked like a field goal kicking, didn't he?
He did.
And you see a nice little move, a really good burst of speed. It looks like Dahlman may have reached in, but they could call it on Velarde. But now Davis is going to the foul line.
Velarde with her first foul.
Davis not a strong foul shooter on a very good foul shooting team. She just shoots 58% from the foul line.
When she was at Christ the King, won the city and New York State title for 3 years. Most outstanding senior a couple of years ago.
So she got some jets.
Yeah.
She can get down with the basketball. He's got some guards that can really run, really press.
She can penetrate off that dribble. Dahlman will clear. So Fifi Kamara is on the bench for Marist with 4. And now Shannon Minter has checked in. She's usually a super sub off the bench. Gives him some offense, wearing number 1. Let's see with the basketball.
Crowd's picked up a little bit. They know what this means.
Vianney leaned in with the shoulder to draw the foul. And Vianney, a very good shooter.
Yeah, and Troop really kind of leaned in. You see Vianney created all of this contact, though. She puts the ball down strong left. Troop really should just have stayed on her feet, not reached in, gets called. Vianney, a nice foul shooter, as you mentioned. She's going to the line for 2.
And her sister playing at Villanova. Got a chance to play against her sister Jenna in the second game of the year when Villanova came into Marist's McCann Center. Marist only lost that game by 4. Marist also played the likes of UConn, New Mexico, New Hampshire. Their power ranking was very strong at the beginning of the year. They feel they got left at the altar last year when they dropped the MAAC title game to Canisius, 22-7. Thought they were going to get a WNIT bid, and it never happened. And some questioned their power ranking and strength of schedule. Dahlman draws the foul. That's perseverance right there.
Well, Dahlman, you know, we talked early on, the boards, you need to rebound. And Marist is just so strong in the boards. Smerdell and Dahlman keep going up after it. And Dahlman, a very good foul shooter. So when the ball leaves her hands, you can't let her get it a second time.
Meg, a first-team all-conference performer this year. Been on the Dean's list with Marist a couple times. Second leading scorer and rebounder.
Shoots 76% from the foul line. She shoots 52+% from the floor.
And 43 to lead them on threes.
And threes. So, you know, and remember, she's 6'2". This is not someone that that is a point guard out there.
And deciding to transfer in after just 1 year at Holy Cross. She played in 13 games, totaled 22 points. Here's Dunn, working it hard off the glass. 55-43, Foxes. Here comes the pressure down from the Hounds.
And this is what they wanted to do the entire game. And Flores, with the basketball, can get it down and break that pressure because she's quick with the dribble.
Flores out there now with Smerdell, along with Minter, Vianney, and Dahlman. Ryan Georges using that bench as he does throughout each game. Dahlman runner, short. Dunn, and a 1-on-3. Now Velarde moves into the area. And she uses window.
And they've got the lead down to 11 with 8:25 left in the game, or 10. So now this is the closest they've been since the first half.
20-6 run by the Hounds. The Hounds trying to catch the Foxes.
And they have picked up their defensive intensity.
Dahlman again, the cutter. May have gotten away. No, she didn't get away with the steps. She spun from the block. Good D play by Glessner.
And Kresge's coming back in, so now they'll have 2 point guards on the court for Flores and Kresge to handle the pressure. And Vianney does a nice job with the ball as well.
Ryan Georges exhorting his team on from the far bench. They're in for a battle. Down to 10 at the 8-minute mark.
And Kiki has 4 fouls, is forced to watch.
Kick out for Troop. Quiet today. Not now.
And all of a sudden, the starters have woke up.
First field goal made by Lauren Troop. 8-point Marist lead.
And this is the kind of game we thought we'd see for 40 minutes.
And the building coming to life. Shot clock under 10.
Defense on the perimeter is strong now.
Kresge pull up and hits it. Kresge shooting 23% on the year on threes.
She's a gamer, though, Dean.
Yeah. And you'll look at her line, a lot of games. 0 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Took the shot when she had to. Glessner, nice answer. Timeout. Remember, Loyola had to burn a multitude of timeouts during that first half. In fact, they used 3. Their first one here in the second half. Loyola down by as many as 24 here in the second half. Brittany Dunn with a nice lean in off the glass.
Well, she kept him close the entire game. You see Valderas asking for the basketball. She takes it up against 2. She's strong. She makes it. And Troop finally hits the 2. We've got ourselves a 9-point ball game.
Welcome to Marist College, a liberal arts college bridging the traditions of the past with the tools of the future. Drawing inspiration from the historical, cultural, and artistic heritage of the Hudson River Valley, and supported by a unique partnership with its neighbor, IBM, Marist College holds fast to the timeless values of its rich heritage, while embracing advanced technology in the service of education.
Loyola fans juice here at the Pepsi Arena. They've got the lead of Marist down under 10 for the first time since the 11:33 mark of the first half. Brittany Dunn with a career-high game of 21 points, leading her team on this big comeback.
And how long does Coach Georges keep Fifi on the bench with 4 fouls at 6:50 in the game?
They'll rely on Kresge a lot here in the final 7 minutes for her leadership. She hit a big 3 to stymie A big charge also by Loyola a couple minutes ago. Vianney. And Smurdell was hacked in the act.
You know, and when Marist gets second shots, good things happen for the Foxes. They had them doing everything that they wanted. And we've got a player that's picked up her 5th foul here.
Welcome back to our Citizen Bank MAAC Championship Women's game from here at the Pepsi Arena in Albany. Marist was up by 24. Seemed just like a few minutes ago, and Loyola with a big charge to get it down to 9.
At the 13-minute mark, we mentioned that they had to make their move, and since then, it's been all Loyola. Dunn's leading the way. Troop stepped up. Valderas, you see, they start 0 for 7, and since then, they've been 9 for 11. So they've clawed their way back in this game with good defense. The one thing they need to do, Dee, is they cannot allow second shots. And they've done that. Both Dolman and Smurdell have done a nice job on the boards today. And, of course, Fifi Kamara, the MAAC Player of the Year, has 4 fouls and sitting and watching.
She has played 5 minutes in this entire half with the 4 fouls. She played 11 in that first half when she was bothered by a couple fouls. Hasn't taken a shot in the second half. Hard to shoot when you're sitting by Brian Georges.
Well, the difference, not just that Loyola is shooting 50%, but Marist is just 4 for 17 in the second half, and they're shooting just 23%.
One of the better offensive players in the league against the best defensive players in the league, and Gretzky won that battle.
And Loyola is on a 16-8 run since Kamara left the game.
And a block called there on Dunn. She, too, the best defensive player on the team for Loyola. Physical and athletic from Virginia. Did she get to the spot in time?
So her feet were moving, and Kresge took the ball, continued to take it to the dribble. Dunn, what a game. 8 for 13, 2 for 3, 3-point lead. 3 for 3 from the foul line.
Kresge shot only 53% during the regular season. And now 4 for 4 here in the ball game.
She is just a gamer. And it appears as if Coach Georges is going to keep her on the bench a little bit longer. I thought we'd see her at about the 6-minute mark.
I think he might wait till the next media timeout if it doesn't get out of hand. Back to an 11-point lead. 4th all-time assist maker in Marist history, Elisa Kresge. Brian Georges with decisions going around in his head. What do I do? Do I play it here until we get to the next timeout? Do I bring Fifi in? Right now, he's got it back to a 12-point lead. Dunn marked again by Kresge. She's missed her last 2 shots.
And she's kind of forcing it up now. She has to take better shots. Marist did a nice job on that defensive series, though, jumping towards every move that the offense made.
Pass contested there by Glessner. Glessner, a good athlete in her own right. Had 20 in the second Marist battle, but they won by 3 down at Baltimore 2 weeks ago today.
You see Loyola, every time it looks as if someone has a shot, a defensive player in Marist team goes charging towards the ball. And with 14 seconds left on the shooting clock, you know they could get a better shot than that.
Kresge pumping, driving it. Great defensive play there by Harrington. 5 on 4 if they hurry.
And Dolman tapped that away.
Kresge on the run out. Now for Vianney, who got herself set. Smurdell. Every shot contested by both squads. Dunn made her mind up. She was going to the basket, and it's an offensive foul.
And Velarde did a nice job taking it. It was a good take. And Dunn really had a pass. She had a pass. She just needed to stop at the foul line and deliver it. You see it here. Nice rebound on Troop. You see Dunn. She's bound and determined to keep going, but Velarde has the spot.
She did have a fellow player off to the left, but you said she had her mind made up. She was going right inside.
And that's Dunn's 4th foul. Now, Kamara, as she sits on the bench, she averages 29-plus minutes a game, and today she's just played 16. But Marist is winning.
11 in the first half, only 5 here in the second half. Getting close to 5 minutes remaining. And all Marist, it's about the 18-minute mark of the first half. Had runs of 18 and 12 in that first half, fueling a 16-point lead at the break.
And every stop is a big stop now for Loyola.
Biani pulls it back out. And Dunn picks up another foul. She was going after the ball with Biani, and that one hurts.
That one hurts.
That's her 5th.
That's her 5th. She goes out 21 points. Just an incredible day shooting, but one of those fouls where, you know, it's a mistake foul, but you still have to call it. The official had to make the call. It was right in front of her.
21 points, a new career high for Brittany Dunn as she leaves. And Dunn will be back for another year with Joe Logan, just a junior, original career high, 17 against St. Peter's this year. But she brought this team back and got it under 10 at one point when they got it down to 9.
And it looks like Brittany Dunn's mom or some relative is up there. She's just pointing at that official. And Dunn is just so upset. She had a career night, a career tournament.
Averaging 14 in the first 2 games. She's definitely been the MVP of her team's effort here in the 3 days. Coming off wins against Manhattan and Canisius.
And all she wants to do is get back out there. She had 4 fouls in this half. So she went to the half going after the ball. Joe Logan pleading his case on a bent knee, but the official's not going to change her mind or change the call.
The freshman Biani just 1 of 3 at the free stripe.
Well, Marist hasn't really put this away since Loyola made its run.
Tight rims here at the Pepsi Arena. That one rolls out again. Who will be the offensive machine now with Dunn out? Stripped by Kresge.
And Kresge, that's the reason she's defensive player of the game. I mean, of the year. And she just stopped a great drive by Glessner.
She was named the co-defensive player of the year last year, and this year named defensive player of the year. 16 remains on the shot clock. Kresge playing in her 7th MAAC postseason tournament game. That's some experience that Brian Georges enjoys.
Quality point guard.
Shot clock melts down to 7. Somebody claim it. Smurdell.
Well, we saw the defensive pressure that Marist was able to come up with in the last 30 seconds of the ball game yesterday, and they're tightening it up again, Dean. No one's getting an easy look at the basket from the Loyola team.
Big block by Shirley.
And that block, I believe, ties the all-time record for the number of blocks in a season for a Loyola team.
And the putback. Ebony Tolliver off the bench because of the foul problems, and she gets her first 2. 10-point Marist lead, and Flores will kill some clock.
You want the ball in her hands killing the clock because she's a great foul shooter.
Flores had a good effort yesterday in the win against Iona when she scored 12. She got 10 in this one. Now for Dahlman. The lid has been put on.
All of a sudden, those bunnies that were falling in the first half aren't falling now.
Block called against Kresge. Do they give you continuation there?
No, I don't think that she'll, but I do think she's going to the line for 1-1.
We get a timeout. Shirley comes up with a nice block on the block. Still hanging around, the Greyhounds of Loyola. Ebony Taylor with the answer. They've got it down to a manageable 8-point deficit.
This is Siena, a college that builds competence and character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
Back to live action. Kamara back onto the floor, trying to save it. She touched it last. Loyola basketball now down by 7.
Now, Loyola has had 2 players foul out, 2 key players. Davis left at 6:41 and Dunn fouled out with 4:41 left in the game.
So they go with Harrington out there, along with Glessner, Troop, blocked there, joined by Shirley and Tolliver. Marist with a defensive stand.
And today, a couple of records broken. Of course, Dunn setting an all-time career high, but Smurdell, a career high 13 rebounds. And what a nice tournament she's had.
He had 16 points yesterday against Iona. Flores tripped up. Here's the lead out for Glessner. And a push on Dahlman.
And it was after the shot, but she'll still go to the foul line. That's Marist. 9th foul, so next one, you're going to be the 2-shot foul situation.
Loyola already over the limit of 10.
Glessner, a good foul shooter. This whole team shoots the foul shot.
Not sure I saw the foul there. Well, there comes the right arm onto her back.
Looked like someone went forward, but then it took her down.
Yeah. And Glessner continues to make her free throws here in the last minute.
Well, she's a 76% foul shooter, and she's gotten to the line. And again, you know, this team gets to the line a lot.
The lead has evaporated to 6. Was 24 in the early part of the half. Kresge wraps it down. The pressure on from the Hounds. They'll have to take their chances. Remember, every foul, it's two shots for Marist.
Marist has struggled a little bit at the line, though. They're not a great foul shooting team. Flores, however, is a good foul shooter. It's Kresge who struggled from the line. Shot well today, though.
Fifi Kamara has not yet taken a shot in the second half, bothered by foul problems. Kick out, Dahlman, 3-ball. The clear by Glessner. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Kick out, Valderez.
And they're feeling it now. This Loyola team looks like a different team in the last 6 minutes.
Down to 4.
Plenty of time here.
Kamara out there with Velarde, Kresge, I should say, and Dahlman and Flores, and now a throwaway to the post. Ryan George is trying to get Fifi's attention.
And you see this, Kamara just makes a bad pass. Dahlman can't get at it, throws her hands up in frustration. And, you know, Kamara sat on the bench an awful long time. She's had 2 turnovers in this last couple of minutes, Dean. I'm not sure bringing her back so rested is such a good idea. Now we'll see if she steps up.
Well, she points to her chest saying, my bad on the post pass attempt to Dahlman. And Brian Georges, who had 3 timeouts remaining, has to use this just to regroup. His team has lost a little bit of their composure. Joe Logan's team has come back with a strong effort to cut it to 4.
Well, you know, Loyola has nothing to lose right now. They just go after everything with reckless abandon. And what happens is Marist is getting tight as the game gets close. Now, the last time Loyola was within 4 points, Dean, was at 16:37 in the first half. So what a turnaround.
Loyola basketball. Harrington has to take up some of the slack with her backcourt buddy out. Brittany Dunn fouled out a few minutes ago. Tolliver, her first action today over the last 3 minutes.
And you see that pressure on the perimeter that Marist won a ball game yesterday with.
Down to 3 on a shot clock. And Kamara steps up and takes it away. It definitely reminded us of the Iona situation yesterday when Iona didn't get a shot off in the final 26 seconds. Glessner on the reach in.
And Glessner really not having the foul at that point. And putting Nikki Flores, who shoots 76% from the floor, and she's had a career day. Look at here. They just can't get anything down the perimeter. It's the defense. They jump out. They did it in Iona. They do it again.
It's just a flashback of yesterday when Horvath was out there dribbling on the elbow. They blitzed her.
Couldn't get a shot.
Switched down on her. Never got a good shot up. Flores makes a key one. Prior to that, Marist making 17 of 25 at the strike. Shooting well at the season number this year at 74%. And another timeout comes from the Marist bench.
And Flores, what a game she's had today. She's doing it all.
Flores with the 12 points. She had 12 yesterday in the win against Iona. Back up to a 6-point Marist lead with 57.1 remaining.
And Loyola finds itself in that 10-foul situation.
There you see Brittany Dunn. What a day she had. She willed her team back into this ballgame.
Literally in the first half, team, Dunn just got it done. She was the only player out there that was doing it all. She was doing it from the floor. She was shooting. She was motivating the team. She was taking it to the basket. She was getting to the foul line. She's had a career weekend, and she goes off to the bench at the 4-minute mark, having picked up a 5th foul in tears, knowing she can't help them from the bench. She can't take them over the hump.
Game reset. If there's a held ball, Marist gets it. Wrestled down by Kamara.
Kamara's had 2 big plays.
And Flores splits the double team, draws the foul. What a tournament by Nikki Flores. She's made 6 of 8 at the free throw line today. She'll get a couple more.
And also, she's handling against the press more often than Kresge because she's a better foul shooter. And they're well coached, and knowing that, then Kresge stays away from the basketball, gives it to Flores, and moves out of the way.
That was a good rebound by Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara came up big in the last couple of plays, and they've been on the defensive end, not necessarily on the offensive end.
She played well defensively in the first half when she was in there, but bothered by fouls, she played only for 15 minutes.
But they've gotten such point production off their bench, Flores being one of them. And Dahlman's had a good game.
Well, Flores has finished strong here at the free throw line. Big possession, and Loyola can't use up too much clock.
And again, that pressure from the perimeter. That pressure from the perimeter that creates all the problems for a team that likes to penetrate. We saw it yesterday in the last 30 seconds. We've seen about 2 possessions here. They just step up. You see the hustle. Kamara just steps into the passing lane. And she didn't get the job done in the second half on the offense because she had to sit on the bench. But she's come in defensively and made 3 big plays.
I think that view showed just how athletic Fifi is.
Yeah.
Fifi was trying to post pass here to Dahlman. She realized she had made a mistake. Dahlman kind of gave her those palms up. But since that time, she's come back with a good effort, especially defensively.
And that's the maturity that she's developed as a player. A couple of years back, she would have stepped away. Now, not so. She plays great too.
Dahlman wraps it down. Glessner wraps her up. They'll take the long walk and shoot 2. Glessner has fouled out of this one. Played a gutty game today for the Hounds. She's a junior. She'll be back. Good building blocks for Joe Logan's group next year. He's got Brittany Dunn back for another year along with Glessner. Dahlman steady at the free throw line. Touched it all.
You know, they really, Loyola, hats off to them. They fought themselves back into a game that they were down by as many as 26. They came back, made it a 4-point ball game, had a chance. But credit the Marist defense. Marist did it all on the D when it counted.
It's been defense all year. Ranked in the top 20 of the nation in scoring defense. Loyola just trying to flail away at the basket. And Kresge, mouth wide open, big smile, ear to ear. Foxes have garnered their second championship in 3 years here at Albany. Albany's been good to them. They won it in 04. They win it in 06. Final count there is 68, Loyola 57. The celebration has begun. They're headed to the NCAA tournament. That will commence on March the 18th. Selection Monday on March 13th. They'll find out where they'll be picked. Fifi Kamar already donning a t-shirt showing the championship banner.
That is a happy Marist team. You know, they thought they should get there last year. They lost by a point to Canisius.
Our Pepsi player of the game, Nikki Flores. What an effort off the bench. 14 points, a new career high for her. 8 of 10 at the free throw line with 3 boards. As she celebrates Pepsi, it's the cola. So for Cecilia DeMarco and our entire MAAC television crew, I'm Dean Darling saying thanks for joining us all weekend long. It's been a treat. The Foxes win their 23rd victory. They're 23-6 and headed to the big dance. Games coming up tonight on the MAAC Television Network. Stay tuned for that. Final score, Marist 68, Loyola 57. Marist headed to the dance in March. So long, everybody.